Hey there, wonderful audience who have joined the Revolving Relationship today. Get ready to embark on an incredible adventure with us. Subscribe now and let's explore the concealed secrets and uncover the truth together. Today, we will delve into a challenging topic that is relevant to all of us on our journey: handling deceit and betrayal. Well, my friend, today's story about OP confronted his cheating wife. Let's see what happened. First mistake: about 2 years ago, wife lost her job. She was the primary provider while I was in grad school working, acted as the primary parent. She asked about doing foot content for extra money. We talked about it and decided, sure, weirdos in the internet that want to pay for feet photos? No prob. I have always been very confident in our relationship and saw it as no issue. It became a fun hobby we did together for a bit. But eventually things changed. She started spending more and more time on it, posting more provocative photos, and started saying that there were guys that lived nearby and asking if she could meet with them. I said duck no. She got a job and I started working more regularly. I became depressed due to a medication change and was unable to give her my attention for some time. There were small signs that started. About 2 months ago, I went down on her and tasted latex. She convinced me otherwise at the time and I was an idiot and believed her. 2 weeks ago, 3 days before my graduation, she was planning to spend the night at her parents' house. Due to their location in relation to her work, she ended up coming home instead, and we got in an argument. She left the house for an hour and a half at night. I trusted her at the time and respected her request for space. The next day, I noticed that inside of the makeup bag that she kept in our overnight bag, there was a condom. It was our condom, but we use them maybe once a year and they stay in my bathroom drawer. I asked her about it when she got home from work, asking for an explanation. She stated that she did not have one and became defensive. She said I was accusing her of things that were not true, became angry and frantic. I asked to see her phone. She gave it to me for about 5 minutes. Then she got it back and started to walk away. I asked to do a deeper dive into her phone and she became defensive again, stating that she should have been able to go through my phone in the past when she didn't trust me, and because of that, I could not see hers. After about an hour of this conversation going in circles, our daughter became very upset in the other room about something. I was frustrated with the situation and got up to help our daughter. I should not have left her alone with her phone. She came in about 2 to 3 minutes later, long enough to delete something. Realizing I fucked up, I went to bed. The next morning I asked to see her phone and she gave it to me immediately. No questions asked. We had my graduation weekend. Over the weekend we fought and fucked. It was weird. She knows she can control me through sex and chose to do that to distract me. There was chaos due to my family being in town. Her family lives here, mine is on the other side of the US. After the weekend, she agreed to go to see a couples therapist. The therapist saw her verbally abusing me and stated that if she found a condom in an overnight bag, she would question her husband and would expect him to show her whatever he wanted. She did not like this and refused to see the therapist again. I saw the therapist the next day, individually. My wife was pissed about that and treated me like shit all day as a result. I'm so fucking happy I went to that individual session, y'all. The therapist opened my eyes to the reality of the situation that I didn't want to see. I then confronted her again, asking for an explanation. She became extremely defensive and called her mother and stepdad, who is an officer, claiming that I was being crazy and accusing her of cheating. They came out. She went out of the house with her mom. The officer's stepdad came in and told me that someone has to leave or the police will be called, and someone will be arrested due to a domestic dispute, and that it would be me. There was no crime committed or violence. I was terrified due to the gang-like mentality of the law in my state, knowing that if he wanted me in jail he could call someone up and make it happen. I stated that she should leave, due to having family in the area to stay with while I did not. He claimed that I was unfit to parent. This was untrue. While I was emotional, I have never been a bad parent or put anyone in danger. I left, expecting to see our daughter and her at home the next morning. Instead, I arrived to my daughter, wife, and laptop missing. I tracked my laptop and found it to be at her parents' house. This was insane. I spoke with the therapist again, who affirmed the insanity of it all. She returned my laptop the next day but withheld our daughter, claiming that I was acting paranoid, etc. She forgot to delete the screenshots she took on my laptop. She went into my Notes app and screenshotted notes I had taken down regarding my own individual therapy and personal growth I was working on. My parents were able to fly in and provide much-needed support. My wife and I met for coffee a few days later to discuss our next steps. She repetitively referred to me as manic at the time. Interestingly, her brother used to physically abuse his ex-fiancée. She was bipolar. After he almost killed her in a drunk driving accident, she left. Her parents consistently tore the wife down as manic in order to discredit her story. We decided to meet with a new couples therapist. In the session, I caught her in a lie. She claimed to not know about a recording device I had placed in her car, but then later stated that she had already gotten rid of it. In retrospect, I shouldn't have believed her. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I should have demanded to check. This therapist heard our story and was more tactful. Knowing that my wife refused to meet with the last therapist after being called out, the therapist stated that when I spoke, she heard truth, and when my wife spoke, she heard more story. The therapist did help us stabilize and states that my wife could not leave the house with our daughter without telling me, and that I had the right to know where she was and to trade days with her. Today we met again for lunch and demanded to see her feet selling app. She stalled for 6 hours, first stating that she would need to go get her work laptop to log in, bullshit, then just making every excuse she could. After 6 hours of this cycle, she finally realized I wouldn't give up when it told her that our marriage depended on her showing me those messages. She showed me 1/3 of the messages. Most were usual foot nonsense, but one of them was a guy who sent her a photo of himself. Massive dick. Kill me. She instantly had replied a picture of herself very exposed and told him she loved his cock. There were still another 2/3 of the messages to go through. She suddenly had to go and said I was refusing to let her leave. We were in a public parking lot. I said she could do whatever she wanted, but I would not trust her again if she did not show me. She called her mom and said I wasn't allowing her to make a phone call alone. I got out of the car. She then asked me to come back into the car after about 30 minutes talking to her mom. Her mom called her back about 3 minutes after I got in the car, stating that she had a big party to go to. Bullshit, and that we would figure it out later. Like a fucking idiot, I left. Used to be more messages than she currently had. Way more. I know because when we did it together she had so many additional messages from buyers. She absolutely deleted massive amounts of conversations. She told her family that she spent the entire time we're talking going through her phone and showing me everything. This is untrue. She is continuing to lie. Will it change once she's honest? I hate how much I still love her, but it is getting easier. It's been about 3-4 weeks since it all started. We are sequestered at the moment and she is with her parents. We have been switching off watching the kid. Additionally, I may be wrong or right about the foot content people. She has 2 close male friends at work that she speaks about consistently and has gotten drinks with after work. Usually as a group, with other female co-workers as well, or so she claimed. Now I'm unsure what she was doing during those times. They may be part of it as well. I'm disgusted. Opinions on the situation are appreciated. Please leave us a comment, like and subscribe. Have a nice day and see you on the next one.